Hi, this is Vida. I'd like to read you a page from my story. Should we find a doctor? Concern etched itself around his mouth. She was quick to reassure him. No, it's probably normal. Every pregnancy is different, and this baby's finding space. His raised eyebrows said it all. Her second pregnancy wasn't as easy as her first, but she'd manage. He took a sip from his tea and sighed. Your instincts are right most of the time. But if you're ever in doubt, promise me you'll call the doctor. She flashed a grateful smile and mimed a scout salute. Scout's honor. How about you? Are you ready for your adventure at sea? He twined his fingers around hers. Only because I have you to come home to. Today's sermon hit home for me. I can relate to Abram and Sarah, who left everything they knew behind. We chose to leave South Africa, so it's different, but the essence is the same. Just like them, we ventured into an unfamiliar place, relying on each other to make it our own. I feel the same. Although Eden Cove isn't entirely unfamiliar to you. You visited Granny Margaret in the past. He nodded. But visiting and living in an area are two different things. Life in a village is very different from that in the city, and you'll be the one to deal with the busybodies while I'm at work. Granny is happy to be away from them. She's enjoying a trip around the world. Like a swallow, his granny chased after the sun during the Northern Hemisphere winter and enjoyed the moderate temperatures in South Africa. They'd accompanied her to Durban, where she boarded the first cruise ship, with plans to see her again when she returned to Eden Cove. It's a welcome distraction after the loss of your grandfather. I can imagine Betty will keep her busy wherever they go, she said. He nodded. And you? Are you ready to feather your new nest? His granny offered them her house and hinted she might move in with Betty, her younger sister, who was also her best friend, on her return. Her spinster sister's house in Summerby would easily accommodate the two of them. She said living in Eden Cove without a husband had become too painful and gave them freedom to make whatever changes they wanted. Of course. Luckily, we won't be starting from scratch. I won't disturb your granny's eclectic furnishings, even though we have her approval to change things up. Except for adding an electric fence, of course. Dan paused, his hand halfway to his mouth. He put down his cup. A frown creased his brow. About that. You remember Granny said we'd first need to get permission. She said the neighbours reluctantly agreed to the palisade fence I put up last year. They might not welcome further modifications. We'll have to talk to them again. Irritation flooded her chest, making her hot and cold at the same time. Well, your gran refused to be bullied, and so will we. She pulled on her hand, but he tightened his fingers, unwilling to let go. His gaze was steady and calm. It's something we'll have to navigate carefully. The last thing we want is start off on the wrong foot in the community. She bit back an angry retort. Agreed, but we also need to stand our ground if necessary. We can't allow them to push us around. He squeezed the fingers and they shared a determined glance. The reality of the challenges ahead settled between them, a silent promise to face whatever came their way together. I hope you enjoyed that and that you will get your copy to find out the rest of the story. Take care. Bye.